Hi, and thank you for joining me on another episode of the Tech Exec Podcast, where I'll help you turn R&D from the biggest expense to the biggest advantage. As always, I'm your host, Aviv Ben-Yosef, Tech Executive Advisor, and our subject today is senior coaching, or coaching seniors. This is something that I've recently come across several times with several companies where the founders or the tech executives I was working with had this strange problem, at least strange for them. They had the blessed problem of having some senior engineers in the team. And their feeling was that these seniors were people who weren't as prone to regular coaching as they were doing with people who are not as experienced. They were having it go easy with people who needed that extra attention, where the feedback was easy because you could see all the time where they could getting better, suggesting areas of improvement. But that was not the case with some of their senior people who were, all in all, pretty darn good. Those founders or tech executives often ended up committing one of two mistakes. The first type of mistake is thinking, okay, these people are perfect. They're good as is. There's no reason to try to give them feedback. There's no reason to try to work with them. It's just going to be good. If anything comes up, I'll let them know. That's wrong. Because when we do that, we're essentially deciding to neglect someone. We're deciding to take that person and just revoke their access to ongoing feedback indefinitely. Sometimes you think that's what they actually want, but maybe you need to educate them better about what it means to grow as an IC in a company. But either way, that's not a healthy thing. It means that they only hear from you when things go bad. It means that they're going to be growing much slower. Second, there's also the issue here of when you do that, you miss out on helping the best performers improve. And yes, when they're performing pretty good, you're not expecting them to become twice as good in a year. That's probably not going to happen. And still, what can happen is that you will see improvements if you work with them. And at the higher levels, any minor improvement tends to have a big impact because they're already operating that good. So you want to focus on them. Number two of the things that I see is people trying to force these people to come up with things regularly. Like you treat them when it comes to the one-on-ones like you treat anyone else, like you treat your mid-levels or juniors. And these are people where, again, you expect to see a lot of feedback, nothing major, but real feedback going on every week because there are just so many you see so many opportunities to improve, and therefore you end up noticing a lot of things and you give them feedback ongoing in a very easy way. And when people try to do the same with seniors, a lot of times it tends to just focus on a lot of minute details, and you're just wasting their time or going to get them burnt out because they're like, wait, I'm doing so well and the boss keeps talking to me about whatever, am I updating Jira fast enough or whatever? That's not a good thing to do. Instead, you want to learn how to do senior coaching. That means that you need to be coaching in a senior level and you need to learn how to make coaching accessible to your seniors. And that's because what I often find the most impactful thing to do is to use the impact coaching framework, no pun intended. The impact coaching framework is something that I wrote quite a bit ago, and you can get it for free, the ebook that describes the whole thing, by going to the link in the show notes. That just, you'll click the link, enter your email, and you're going to get the free ebook, which is about 20-30 pages, very succinct about how we do this. And I'm going to try to give you the nuggets that are most important when it comes to handling seniors. When we work with seniors, what we want is to focus on bigger milestones. Don't start focusing on little minute details, but find something that they will make tangible progress on in the time frame of 2 to 3 months. And that means that, for example, you sit with them every beginning of a quarter and you review what can we work on now, what can be our current focus. And that's not necessarily something that they even are bad at, but something that maybe they didn't get experience in, something they would like to start doing, etc. So you can sit with these seniors and think, okay, for Q1, I was thinking that maybe you can work better on whatever, communicating with product, understanding the business parts better. How about you experience things on that other part of the product, of the framework, of the platform, of the team, of the organization, so you get exposure to that. Maybe it's public speaking. Maybe it's, I don't know, writing blog posts, something that they usually, what I'd like to see is that they are motivated to work on, is meaningful also for the company, and can be tangibly measured. So it's not like, okay, you are right now a 5 and I'm going to get you to be a 5.3. It's not that clinical, but something where you can see the progress. So we come with these, and in the free ebook that you can download, there are a bunch of suggestions, so you have ideas. And what I highly recommend is that you come to that first quarter meeting, 1-on-1, where you describe what you're doing, the impact coaching framework, that you want to choose one major coaching goal to focus on during this period. They can have time to prepare and think about things. You can show them suggestions. You can tell them what you were thinking about, etc. And then you decide about something together. And then during those 2-3 months, during that quarter, if that's the quarter's goal, you, their boss, are responsible to helping them get there. You will try to see where you can make this be part of their ongoing work, give them feedback about progress along the lines of that specific area regularly. And that means that these people, even though they're already quite senior, are going to be making those upgrades to their own skill set 4 times a year at least, if we're talking about quarterly. And doing it like that means that these people will improve. They will not be bogged down by getting a bunch of useless minutia feedback about things that aren't really material, but they're going to be making tangible progress in different skills, a lot of times soft skills or skills that are not tech related, in order to become well-rounded, become better and more senior. And this allows them to sense that they're making progress, always get attention from management and get appreciation for the progress, and sense that they are seen, which is very important when it comes to ensuring that people are not burnt out, when it comes to ensuring that your people sense that they are getting management attention, and also to make your best people even better, because it's probably always possible. So why not? It's a win-win-win. And when we treat senior coaching, senior feedback like that, things become a lot simpler. And for your seniors also, it's a lot more expected. It's not surprising. They don't feel like they don't understand what's happening. They can see a very clear target. A lot of senior people are very good when it comes to managing targets. Yes, it just might be that you'll start with a goal and realize that, okay, maybe this is not the right timing for this goal, or maybe that person is not a good fit for it, or they're not naturally interested in it. You tried, you said that they're not motivated, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Unless we're talking about actual critical feedback that you think they have to improve there. If this is something that we're doing ongoing in order to help them get better, then it's fine. You can change. You can say, okay, that one was a flop. Next quarter would be more interesting. Usually at the end of the year, you're going to see that you've had like about 3-4 upgrades, which I think is very good for a senior person. And when we see these upgrades, when we see people improving, that's how we stack their skills and make them feel like they're always on an improvement path. They're always getting better. They're always getting attention. And you as a manager, and of course all the managers under you who manage these seniors, I'm talking to you right now as a general tech leader, but assuming that you have a bunch of people reporting to you who have seniors reporting to them, you can just pass this along. You can give them the link to the PDF, whatever, to ensure that people are actively working on this regularly. And when we have that, all of a sudden we get, you have a couple dozen senior engineers, each making an upgrade in themselves 3-4 times a year. Just think about how this is going to be compounding in their careers and in the impact it's going to have in your organization. Things are going to get very interesting very fast. And that, my friends, is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I love seeing teams get better with time. And as opposed to slowing down, just keep getting better, faster, more mature. Just like the nice wines I've got at the bottom shelf of my wine fridge over there, which I know I can keep for a few good more years, and they're just going to get even better. That's what I want to see with your senior engineers in your organization. And I know that with the right feedback, you can get them there. And if you need help, if you need some extra coaching, my email's in the show notes, and I'll be happy to chat. That's it for this week. As always, if you haven't yet, do check out my newsletter, where every week you're going to get this podcast, an article, and a video, and some extra free goodies. The link is in the show notes, and I'll see you here next week. Ciao.